Do you have any Reiki questions? I will be answering some of your Reiki questions in today's video, and you will also find some answers from the video from last week. But if you didn't find your answers either from today or last week, no worries, you have another chance. I will be speaking to Yoko Tsuji, the president of Japan Reiki Association. So bring in your Reiki questions and we will answer them all. Yoko has an amazingly easy way to explain things. So stay tuned for that, and here we go. Hello, how are you today? I'm Nasreen. I head the Canada chapter here at Japan Reiki Association in Toronto. I hope you are feeling wonderful today, but if not, no worries, because a smile is contagious and I am sure it will reach you before the video ends. So please stick around. And also because I want to tell you 3 important things about Reiki before you begin to learn Reiki. These are very important things that I think everybody should know. And why I want to talk to you about this is because I feel like many people are getting interested in energy work, wanting to learn Reiki. There are different types of energy work, but obviously we are going to talk about Reiki because I think Reiki is really the basics. Why? Because the word Reiki in Japanese means energy of the universe that surrounds us, and it's also the life force energy that is within us. That means every living being has this energy to live. So it is really the basics of our existence. So that's why I think it's really important. If you are interested in energy work, I think first it's worthwhile to look into Reiki, and you will find different information on this channel through our other videos. The most important thing is to understand what Reiki is. And because the word Reiki is energy of the universe, it could be attached to anything, and it could be called Reiki something something, but it could be slightly different from the Reiki that I'm talking about. The Reiki that we teach at Japan Reiki Association is called Usui Reiki, that originated in Japan about 100 years ago. The founder is Mikao Usui, who started Usui Reiki. Reiki is something that has been there. Like, we've known about this stuff for a very long time and we've tapped into it. But before Usui Reiki came along, it was something that a person who had trained for a long time or born into a family like that or was gifted, only they could practice. However, Usui Sensei came up with this method. Sometimes we may call it initiation, or we may call it a ceremony. But Usui Sensei came up with this method through which anyone can learn Reiki. And that is why Reiki became so popular across the world. So that is something that I think everybody should know. And because of that, Reiki became so popular. So today, if anybody says Reiki, I think 99% of the time they would be referring to some form of Usui Reiki. Now, the other thing you should know before learning Reiki is that because of the way Reiki kind of traveled and evolved across the world, its original concept, the reason why Usui Sensei began this practice, got lost. Can't be helped, right? Because in those days, everything was taught verbally. It was really by word of mouth. So obviously, there would be things dropped along the way. But at the same time, there is also improvement as the practice grows. So it's both. However, because this main concept is so very important, it's really the core essence of Usui Reiki. We at Japan Reiki Association strive to teach that part of Reiki more than anything else. And what is that? That is the fact that Usui Reiki is a tool to elevate yourself to reach to that ultimate peace of mind. It's really a self-growth tool more than anything else. However, when it traveled out of Japan and into the world, Reiki became known more for its healing aspect, healing modality. And so we have placed Usui Reiki as a traditional style where the original core concept is still maintained, and the evolved format, which would be more the Western style in the way it is taught in the West, where the focus is more on the physical aspect, the pain relief aspect. So those are the two styles. And again, at Japan Reiki Association, we emphasize on the self-growth tool. That is really why Reiki was born, why Usui Reiki was born. So if you have already learned Reiki in the Western style, but if this interests you, please get in touch with one of our chapters. We have several chapters across the world, or send us a message or comment here, and we will guide you. You can relearn, you can take the traditional style of Usui Reiki. Again, sometimes people say, you know, I've already learned Reiki at a different place, so I don't want to come and redo it. But don't make that mistake. It's worthwhile to learn Reiki again. Because what happens in the Reiki course is not just learning the tools, your self-growth is happening. So if you've learned Reiki somewhere else, you know, you've evolved to a certain step, and when you go and take the level 1 again, you will have another level of growth happening. So I assure you, it will not be a waste. Another thing I should let you know, with Japan Reiki Association, it has now become a policy that if you want to learn with us, then we request that you start from level 1 so that it's fair, right? And so that everybody's on the same page. Like I said earlier, it's not a waste. It's just contributing towards your self-growth. So please consider that. And then that leads me to talk to you about the advantage of learning with Japan Reiki Association, because anywhere you learn with whoever you learn, as long as they are certified by Japan Reiki Association, then we use the same textbook. That means we have the same content, right? We will teach you the same basic information and guide you towards your self-growth. So please make sure that you understand what you are getting into, because there is such a vast range, because Reiki is not a licensed profession, and it's really difficult because it's really a spiritual practice. So how can you kind of regulate that? You have to do your due diligence and find out who you want to learn with, how you want to learn. And, you know, it's really completely your choice, because sometimes the thing that you're trying to do, you may find with a Western style teacher that she teaches in the way that aligns with you. The information that you require is with her. So then you go with that. But if you are looking for a self-growth tool that can help you and people around you, and you want to understand that more in depth, then we're here. And finally, it is really important to find the right person to learn from, because like I said, it is a spiritual modality. So you've got to find the right person. Make sure you have either talked to them, seen their videos, seen their website or their social content. Of course, the best is to talk to them and make sure that it's aligned what your expectations are and what you're going to get. And I talk a few key points about how to figure out who is the right person in one of my videos, which I will link it so that you can watch that. If you have any questions, more questions, please write it down in the comments, because we'll have an opportunity to answer more of your questions about Reiki. Anything that you have, just put it out there and we'll see how best we can answer all your questions as much as possible. Okay, so thank you very much for your time today. And if this was useful to you, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel because the more people subscribe, obviously, the more the content will be shared. So we'll be able to reach more people. So please subscribe, like, and also share this video with anyone that you think it will help. And again, thank you very much for your time. And I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.